To be in Christ is to take on the character of Jesus. It is to be sowing into spiritual things. It is to let go of life as you're used to it and to grab a hold of this faith that you say you have, right? And give yourself away to it. Allow it to change you. What is going on, folks? I just wanted to drop a quick video and ask you, what do you believe it means to be in Christ? You know how powerful it is to understand what words and phrases mean? When you understand them, you can actually apply them and you can teach them to somebody else. I'm afraid that a majority of believers think that being in Christ means to be in church. Don't hear what I'm not saying. I'm not saying don't go to church. Not at all. You should gather. It's awesome to get around, believers, and to sharpen each other, But to be in Christ is to take on the character of Jesus. It is to be sowing into spiritual things. It is to let go of life as you're used to it and to grab a hold of this faith that you say you have, right? And give yourself away to it. Allow it to change you. I think a lot of times we try to mix. We try to mix our old life with our new life. And it leads to frustration. It leads to a lot of questions. It leads to a lot of maybe overthinking. It leads to a lot of stuff that really isn't necessary. If you really just yielded your life to Christ, you could read like the book of John. You can go and read the gospel and take those words and apply them, and sow into the Spirit and allow that thing to change you, when your mind is changed into looking at things the way that Jesus looks at things, and you do the things that Jesus did, like going off by yourself, spending time with God, reading the Word, allowing it to get inside of you and just basically becoming the new creation. When you allow that to happen, man, it'll completely shift everything for you, because you'll be seeing things through the light instead of through darkness. But I think we try to combine light and darkness, and then we end up with this dimly lit room that contains frustration and a clash of interests, and I think we could really be so much further in if we really understood what being in Christ meant. We have to let the old things go, whatever it is, I know a lot of people think that we can't stop sinning, but that's literally what Jesus did. When he said it is finished, us living in the flesh and trying to not sin, that struggle is finished. Now the Spirit is available, which we could live from the Spirit, and we can walk free from sin. You can't say that you can't stop sinning if you don't cut the life source off from the sin that's in your life. You can't say that you can't stop drinking, but meanwhile you keep hanging out with the dude that keeps influencing you to drink, if that makes sense. You gotta be willing to cut that stuff off, man. So if we understand what in Christ means in the Spirit, and when you live your life in Christ, you will get completely different results. You'll read the Bible and allow it to fill you up. You'll pray, you'll fast, you allow that thing to change you. And when it changes you, people can see Christ through you. And when they can see Christ through you, they begin to desire that, So hopefully it's just something for somebody to ponder on, whoever needed to hear that. And I hope it brings a perspective change to someone who doesn't really understand what it means to be in Christ. It's a spiritual walk. It means to follow Jesus. And if you don't know what that looks like, just go and read the gospel and look at what Jesus did. Jesus lived a spiritual life. Jesus walked this earth in the Spirit, and that is where we are free. And that is what we are to strive for. And that should be the doctrine that we build our lives on in our faith. All right, so, man, y'all be encouraged. Be blessed. Peace.